going on, everybody? Welcome back. We've got some 2K25 news. We've got, well, I don't have the time. I was, really stretching myself a bit when the game was in its pre-launch state, taking the time to, find time during the workday, record a video, work a little bit later. I just haven't quite had the same amount of time, so I didn't make a separate video for it. But 2K released some information on Season 2, which is coming out here in about a week or so. I believe we can actually check the in-game timer. So Season 2 is coming up. It looks like they're giving us 2 levels of upgrade. I thought we were going to get just one after they nerfed how much each upgrade did. For our fittings, I thought that we were going to get less, but it sounds like they're still going to give us the same amount. They're just going to be worth +1 each. But that still means that we're getting +2 overall coming into this next season. So it's going to be pretty quick that these builds all start to kind of converge in terms of power. They're already really not separated by too much. This is just going to bring them even closer together. Trying to think what else new Clubhouse Pass, a lot of the stuff is going to come out and have a higher upgrade by default. So I don't know, like we got the limited edition clubs and we won't have to change fittings going through with that, but you have to level through them twice. So I actually don't really know what's better. Let's take a look real quick at the ranked tours, because that should show us how much time is left. But yeah, they'll do a season leaderboard reset. There were 2 things. Okay, so 5 days. So next week, the new season starts. There were 2 things that stood out to me. One was there's going to be like a nameplate. So like when you're in a round, where your score is. Kind of like how Rocket League and things like that, like you have a customizable nameplate. That is something that's being added, and we will be getting St. Andrews. I think those were pretty well the main things. We're also getting the long flop shot type, and the archetype being, focused on as the greenskeeper, which in my opinion they went from the best or one of the best to the worst. I think the greenskeeper is just not very good. Okay, so I have already gotten my 1 of 1, so I need this refresh to happen tomorrow so we can buy another set of 5 of these. Should have been stocking up on them more than I have, but it might just be that like we upgrade through once and then we wait until we have enough to upgrade through the rest of them. It's fine though, it's mostly just for getting our forgivenesses and stuff up. Yeah, so we look forward to that changing tomorrow. And let's see what we've got in terms of our daily quests. Also, Guy, welcome back. I did not forget about you all. How are we doing? And Matt, get in there. 35 months. We're coming up on 3 years, which is crazy. All right, easy, pars, easy. 1 ranked matchmaking. Okay, we can squeeze a ranked matchmaking in at the end. So we'll get this. And then, yeah, they want me to get 10 putts of at least 30 feet. I don't put the ball that far away, and then when I do, I don't make them. Alright, Sunday, red. Win the PGA Championship. The PGA Championship one is so dumb. Like, okay. This is the thing that doesn't make sense to me for some of their choices for these like seasonal rewards, right? Like the last one, make a putt of 50 plus. Okay, that's doable anywhere. But these ones where it's like, hey, you have, it comes up under season, but it's really only there for maybe like a week. Hey, within a week we want you to play and win the PGA Championship on career mode. So what, unless you're luckily already right around the PGA Championship, you want to just have people skip events, which skipping events tanks all of your stuff, and then like if you, it's such a mess. It's such a mess. And then it's like, well, I want to get the thing so I can get the pants and the VC, so I'm just gonna turn the difficulty down. Like, I don't know. I get a little bit annoyed. The season ones have been pretty bad. The season ones have been pretty bad. Requests. They're not my favorite. Think you won ranked masters yesterday? Get in there, Matt. You said you shot 20, right? But like our character, right? We're at the start of the season here. We're 4 weeks out from the players, right? Which means we're another like 4 weeks out from the Legends, another 4 weeks out from the PGA. 5 weeks out from the PGA. Like, what, you want me to grind through 13 weeks of, like, 13 tournaments in the next week here? I get what they're trying to do. They want people to play frequently and play all of the things, but like, stuff just needs to not be set up that way, in my opinion. At 20 under is nice. I don't know that we've actually hit the 20 under. I think we've shot 19. I feel like we've had some where like we could have shot 20 and just like missed some putts and missed some things that I shouldn't have. It's very commonplace for me. I'm good for a few strokes around of like missing stuff that I shouldn't. It is not often that I play perfect golf or close to perfect golf. You probably have to have a crazy amount of wind, the stutters. Okay, hole closed. Wow, it is really laggy out the gate here. Okay. Well, this is just try and get it running, right? There we go. Good adjustment on the sticks. I think fairways are soft. Don't need this on for now. Oops, not difficulty. Yeah, I always marvel at the consistency that people seem to have. In terms of putt reads and I don't know, I guess I want to say the inputs, but not really. I think it's more about just like the consistency of reads. You're a streaky player. That's always been me, Matt. That has always been me. Always just been a very streaky player. Yeah, and most of the time that streak is not for 18 holes. Yeah, most of the time that streak takes a lot of times that streak is within a round. Oh, 2% under. Wow, put together. I feel that, man. I really do. It's the same boat for me. But yeah, like, you just watch people, like, just always make the right read, always make the putt. I think the hard part is, like, especially for me, the, like, putting almost seems mindless for people. Like, I feel like I labor over putts and I still just barely miss them. And, like, you'll watch people just turn it and drill it, and it's just like... I'm like, what am I missing? That felt nice and smooth. Lovely. Like, your pickup lines? What's going on, Andy? How's it going, man? I guess you just landed on the green and... Oh, what are you doing? Missed on both and double crossed it? Okay. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. So, like, yeah, we're just playing career mode. But I feel like we don't just light it up on career mode because, one, it's our warm-up, so I'm never fully locked in, but it's just like I am always good for that type of a miss. Throw this one up a little bit. I guess the one thing I didn't factor was it being a downhiller, so the wind playing more. Yeah, it's like, I think mentally I'm in a little bit of a weird spot because, like, I know we're playing pretty well. Right? I know we're playing pretty well. But there's still that just huge gap to the top. And so I need to figure out how do we close that gap? How do we close that gap to the top? Because, like, we finished 6th and 16th in Plat, and we finished, like, 5th and 4th or something like that in True Sim. And it is, you know, we do miss some inputs. We're not without our misses. And I don't mean like my wife who's downstairs. You know, we're not without missing shots on inputs, but also, you know, we just leave too many shots not in the right spot. Like, we misread too many things. Like that still... It's about 5 yards short of where I thought it was gonna go, and it was still crazy left. And like stuff like this, I just feel like I watch people aim it so quickly and make it. And they're like, I don't know, I'm always just catching the ball on the low side if I do make it. But it's like any time that I'm like, oh, we'll just aim more, then I start missing, and I'm like, you start going down that mental game rabbit hole. Put some golf together last night. Inner Plat player made an appearance at least for one day. Yeah, this is the Streaky Golfers Club, Vandy. Yeah, the streaky golfers that wear clothes. That is. Hate to make that ever so apparent. It's uphill. Close the face. See, like this, I feel like most people would chip this, but I struggle so much to get that swing plane straight at the start. That I feel like I need to putt from the fringe. Okay, I'm doing the exact same miss on the contact. So I need a smoother finish. I wasn't feeling like I needed to finish left. That is clearly not the case. Okay. Let's think about this. 121. Because what are we working with? 7 up. It's 120, 121. I always like to play it at the 99% lie because I feel like I've been short. So let's go like 119. Wind at the back. Basically nothing. I mean, it should play something, but effectively I feel like we're landing this in the sand here. Three yards or so to get it on the green. Ball slightly below the feet. De-lofted flight, but wind is still out that way up the hill. And see, that's a little bit too much, but like I'm afraid of that front edge, so I'm kind of playing that like if everything goes wrong, I don't want to be in there. Like the other option is I go back up and I partial like the next club. Can't see. Doesn't matter, it never goes in. It never goes in. Doctor, welcome back. Thank you for 78 months. How have you been, man? Good to see you. Hope work has not been treating you too poorly. Gavendra, what's going on? What do you need help with? Alright, yeah, this is just fire it down. Get it into, well, I missed it closed. So this is a little bit more awkward. I guess you would probably rather flop this. Yeah, so I need to test if I need a higher shaping skill to get this over the hump and flip to a fade. Or, I mean, flip to an actual draw swing. That is one thing I need to see. Swing path was not out as much. I thought it needed to be more vertical. That was fully a test. I was trying a different hand grip. I hit the finishing point, but I didn't hit the starting one. Alright, that was science and it failed. Work is work. Can't say you're a big fan of it right now, but hoping it gets better soon. Is it, I guess, is it at a spot, Doctor, where you might consider other means of employment? Or not quite to that, just kind of like a meh, but not so bad that you're ready to leave? What's going on, Bruce? Super flop? I think that was too far for a super flop. I think that was too far for a super flop. I'm trying not to cheese them. I know that's probably where it's gonna end up. Yeah, down the road. That we just cheese those, but I'm trying not to for now. I'm trying to actually learn it, you know? Alright. I hung out there to the left a little bit. Am I really gonna leave it short? Of course I am. Of course I am. Hey, Muller Mechanic. I appreciate that. How are you doing? See if it does get better. If not, then you'll be looking again. That's fair. I mean, I hope it does get better, but you know, certainly are no guarantees. Certainly are no guarantees when it comes to that stuff. Let's see if we can maybe make some better shots out here, because we're 4 under through 11. Now, to be fair, we have a double bogey, but that's still not particularly good golf that we're playing to start here. Seven iron, play a little bit through. Little overpower. Oh, I cut it through too much. I thought the wind was going to hold us up more. That's why I did all of that. Then I can barely see. Can barely see how this is going. Nice. Nice. That's kind of been my day. It's kind of been my day. Any tips? Anybody want to tell me how to actually make putts go in? I've got seemingly nothing. I've got seemingly nothing at the moment. All right, 160. I guess these winds aren't quite playing 10. 148. We'll just go the little bit in the face here. Trying to hit as straight of a shot as I can. I pulled that left, I knew that. I'm gonna... I can't make anything. I can't make a singular putt. They all miss the same way. I guarantee you, next putt, if I just move it a touch more, I'm gonna miss it high. Because that's just always how it goes. See, the solution is hit a hole in one. Of course, I double cross it. Actually, I didn't double cross it. Missed both of those on the same side. A little bit more right. Underswung. To be fair, I didn't look at the percent power that it needed. I guess it is a pin that makes sense to go at from the normal angle. Still takes a long club in here. Just carrying about pin high. Put just a touch of loft and wind onto it. Or loft and spin, not loft and wind. That not what I meant. I actually want to let it drift a little bit to the right of the hole because it's right to left on the green. Oh, that would have been a pretty good chance. Now, I was a little bit tentative at the top of my swing, so that's why we lost a little bit of power. There's a chance. Could have hit that a little bit further, had a better chance of holing it. What's going on, basket? We're just getting warmed up. So far, not the best. So far, not the best. You know, one of those can't sink putts kind of days so far, but gotta just stay in the right frame of mind, not let it rock us too much. It's about 5 yards short. That's 6 yards longer. I think I want to aim somewhere in here. That still carried a little far. I'm like, still, after all of the adjustments, I'm always catching the low side if I'm making it. No, that Phelan played the first round of the weekly pro day, had 28 putts, didn't make one longer than 50 feet. That's like a normal round. That is like a normal round for me. What's going on, Luke? Any tips to get more perfects? The thing that I always preach is try and have a consistent setup. Like, treat it like real golf. Set up to it the same way, grip your controller the same way. That'll help you take out a lot of variables, and then like from there, as far as like learning your swing, try left stick, try right stick, try fade swing, try draw swing, see where you can find consistency, and then like think of things in relative terms, right? Okay, I'm missing my backswing to the left. Okay, well then try and feel like you're going a little bit more right on the backswing. Don't worry so much about like left to right or right to left. That is the general swing, but like I hold my controller at a slight diagonal, so like it's not just like the left to right that I'm seeing on the screen. You know, it's all about just finding the feel that gives you the result that you're looking for. Come on, clear the ridge, release to the hole. Oh, it ran out of steam. These 122s are just a little too slow. Just a little too slow. There we go. Big eagle. How diagonal? So I have my thumb on the PS5 controller, so I swing left stick. I have my thumb on the controller, like, perpendicular. So, like, if you were trying to make a straight up and down swing and you held the controller like this is how my thumb is. I'm not holding it, like, around the base. I have my hand rotated up, and then I'm basically just releasing the tension of my wrist. Right, so if you think of, like, a real golf swing, flat wrists, it's kind of how I'm holding the controller, and so then when you tuck that on your lap, it's diagonal. I think my thumb technically drifts a little bit above that, like, perpendicular mark over the top of the controller. So it's like this, and then the thumb is more up and down along this line. That's just like... So, like, for me, when I sit in my chair, I have my armrest and the back of my chair, and so my elbow just kind of, like, tucks right in the corner. My hand sits pretty naturally, like, right on my left thigh with the controller in hand. And that's where I've learned to swing from. I mean, even on, like, 2K21 and 23, I held the controller perpendicular. I probably have moved the controller from here to here in this game. And, like, in the last game, like, I felt, to swing straight, I felt like I was swinging slightly right to left. Like, that's just the feel that I had used. Yeah, so I've always kind of been on that, like, feel versus real. I don't sit there trying to be like, oh, my thumb is straight down, straight back up. It's like, this is how it feels when I get the input that I want. This is up the hill. I feel like this is the type of shot that's fadey, so like that's straighter. One that gets up there and then kind of skips across the green towards the back because it's uphill. Beautiful. Is 9 under gonna be enough? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I should get beat pretty handily in double digits. Are we really gonna go into a playoff with Shoffley in back-to-back years at the Genesis? Gosh darn it. What's going on, Siberian? How you doing, dude? Man, alright. Well, let's do it again. The thing is, Shoffley freaking... He's just goated. He's just goated. I think this is the exact same shot. Only difference is the wind is a little bit straighter. But I'm gonna hit the same shot 2 times to almost the same spot. This one a little bit further away. Birdie to continue. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm just getting warmed up for the day. Trying to see what my My inputs are like what mistakes we're making. Missing putts, the usual. I'm a proximity guy, so if my proximity is outside of like 6 feet, I'm screwed. So you'll have to teach me how to putt, Siberian. 88%? Really? Okay. That's a bit excessive. And I can't flip it. Alright. What's going on, Billy Goat? Welcome back. Alright, well, I lost this. Because there's just pretty minimal chance. I can't believe that rolled out the backside. 85? Yeah, alright. Well, GG's Shoffley, 2 years in a row. Jackwagon. I mean, I overhit that by 2%, but in what world? In what world out of a flat lie does the pick just roll like that? It's not. It's a 122 green. It's not like it's anything fast, and it's not sloped like crazy until the back end. I just can't believe it rolled like that. A lot of labbing to build a cup system. Well, here's the thing. I mean, that would probably still help in a certain sense. Right now, my issue is, like, I also need it to work for TrueSim. You know, need to be able to read the greens to make putts without grids. But I'm assuming you've basically built out a counting system where you either are reading the break or reading the bead movement or angle of the slopes to effectively create an aim point type system, which has definitely been done about 1,000,000 times, but I've had mixed success in the past games. I've had it working sometimes, had it not. I haven't been able to mentally translate it to without grids. Getting pace correct? I guess what's the pace that your system relies on? Because I always kind of tried to make it like a 3 foot past the hole, but I know technically, I don't know, there's some, we'll say mixed science with it. Like stronger pace, dead center cup, you're going to take out more of the break, and so you can read a system off of that. Or you can go with the, what is it, like 1.5 feet past the hole, makes the effective cup size larger, but I feel like you always have to die it in more from the side, and that always is tough. Medium, very firm, moderate, fast. All right. Quite a different setup than the first round. What's going on, Connor? Play 3 to 4 feet past if it's not inside 10. Okay, so riddle me this then. 6 to 10 feet, or even let's just call it like 6 to 15, because that's probably where I get screwed up the most. Like, I'll have very good proximity, but then just cannot convert a good amount of them, and it's probably something with the pace that I play. Oh, man, this stuttered. I just hope that one of the patches before this game is over fixes the stuttering. That would be nice of them. That would be nice of them. That wind played a little bit more. Maybe I got a bad fairway lie. No stuttering on PC, Scud? Well, riddle me this then. Because I have a 3070 Ti. And this, I mean, the PS5 effectively runs about a 3070 equivalent. And I've heard even on the PS5 Pro, stuttering happens. So, like, I guess I'm just trying to figure out, like, why or how PC is, you know, running as effectively as it is. This is going to be about 9 yards short. Take a little bit off of this guy instead. Oh, that rolled. 164 is okay. I mean, maybe I could have gone. Maybe I could have gone with that 9. Can't be missing it like that, or just like catching it on the low edge. I have 3 chats right now, Connor. So I have Twitch, I have YouTube horizontal, and YouTube vertical. So that's where the other conversation is coming from. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, from a technical point of view, where that discrepancy comes from. Yes, there's where Scott, thank you for the follow. So the interesting thing, Scott, is I play on a 1080 monitor. And so I believe that the screen tearing issue that happened before the screen tearing patch was for 4K and not for 1080p. Because I didn't have any issues, and people kept talking about, oh, screen tearing this and that. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. They patched the screen tearing, and then I started getting stutters. And so, like, now I have stutters on 1080, which is soups fun. Little fade, maybe? 95%? 94. I'm gonna catch that ridge now, aren't I? It's the problem with when you're playing it to a very precise number and you miss it. Hey, thank you for the sub, Connor. I am not watching the NBA playoffs. I heard that it was pretty crazy. I'm not a huge basketball guy in general, but I'm also a Sixers guy. So there's a couple things here. Sixers sucked this year, so we're not even anywhere close to sniffing the playoffs. Second, the one series. I mean, the Celtics and the Knicks, I hope they both lose, but that's not possible. So, yeah, not really a great time. Oh, there we go, a 30-footer. All right, they only need us to make 8 more of those today for the weekly quest. Love that. Philly fans deserve the Sixers. No offense. Well, yeah, that was probably part of our problem this year. No defense either, yeah. No. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Embiid is lazy. Embiid doesn't even play half the time. Which was like a wild stat to me, that the guy in his entire career is like sub 50% games played or something like that. Yeah, the question is, like, are they going to move on from him? Can they effectively muster the courage, and is somebody gonna take that bait? We're still short. Trust the process. Well, there was a section of time there where the process did look as though it might bear some fruit. What's going on, Bruiser? This game any better than 2K23? I think they've done a lot of things. I think they've done a lot of things better. There's a lot of small things that they've done that are quite good improvements. I think the better overall kind of comes down to your opinion on the existing tempo system. I am very much so enjoying this game. I think a lot of things are better. I think is it unequivocally better than 2K23? I think that's a very subjective question. In some senses I like 23 more, but I also think I like 25 just as much, if not more, because of the small things. And like, despite the mechanical shift, I am still not, it's not like I'm not missing reads. Like, I still miss reads. I think if I never missed reads and, the focus became more on just my inputs, then I think the, conversation might shift for myself. Get rid of the tab method. So 3-click is still there. 3-click is not in ranked. You can play 3-click in the casual matchmaking and on your local stuff or with friends. Any of the competitive modes, so ranked matchmaking and the ranked tours that they've implemented, currently do not have any 3-click. If they add it in the future, it sounds like it may go into a separate category, but I think they were waiting to see the player data to see how much people were actually using it, which is kind of a skewed thing because less people are probably going to use it because it's not in the competitive stuff, and so that should skew numbers over time, but that's a them problem, not a me problem. I knew I was, I tried to stretch that 6-iron, but that was still pretty short. Why is my life like this? Why is my life like this? Good evening, John. Over Tatum. Tatum, very good. I don't know. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I probably would feel different if he was on my team, but I can't stand him. What's going on, Kine? Shout out Philip M. What up, Philip? PJ Miracle, thank you for the follow. Favorite golfer? I mean, I think that just has to stick in the all-time conversation. Tiger. Grew up watching Tiger. I think that's always gonna be the #1 guy for me. Oh. I mean, I like a lot of the guys on tour. I've talked about it before. I think for me, golf being such an individual sport, and I draw the parallel to F1 of like, I don't have a team, and for me it's more about the drivers and stuff. I like a lot of the drivers in F1. It's probably more of a list of guys like that I would dislike rather than the ones who are my favorite, Oh, that's a nice cut. Did I loft it too much? I think I did. I was afraid. It's like that balance of you want to sit it at the hole, but you also don't want to... You don't want to land it pin high and like run it way past. Philip's your friend on Twitch. Tell him Connor said what up. Oh, now we're crossing streams. Let's say cross stream chatting, but you know we'll go with the joke. Can we kick Bruiser? People are allowed to talk as much as they want. I mean, I try and keep it PG. And honestly, you know, I would say just ignore one another if it's that much of an issue. I mean, if it gets out of hand from either individual, then I'm not above kicking people from chat, but that's at my discretion, not because one of you told me to. I thought the rhythm was a little bit more. Are my fairway lies that bad, or how am I ending up so short? Or is it I'm ending up so short because I'm factoring something else into my shots? That could also be it. I mean, we're making more putts. I mean, it could very well be that the 122s were screwing us up. So when we get down to those slower greens, I admit that I am not quite as practiced on them. It's probably a few yards short. Beanie Bands, or Benny Bands. Beanie Bands. What's going on, Benny? Benny, Benny, Benny. Favorite current golfer? I mean, it's so hard not to root for Scotty. For me, I know some people find him bland or whatever, but good dude, great golfer. Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, like I said, I like a lot of the guys. Yeah, I'll pull for, like, I like Oberg and Rory and Spieth, and I like a lot of those guys, but it's very hard not to root for Scotty. I've come around, I feel like, on Bryson over the past couple of years. I think having the YouTube and stuff has done good for him in terms of like overall PR. Trying to stretch that was not my finest work. Joel? I only watched the first season. I mean, I think that's kind of where I learned anything about him, was from Joel Dahman from was it Full Swing? I had started the second season and then my wife and I got busy and never finished it. It's a great shot. It still gets left. Like on the carry, that's not even like it got left from landing on the green. AK win streak in ranked solos right now? Very nice. I haven't played too much ranked solos if I'm being completely honest. If anything, we play some ranked duos. Hop in with people from chat. But we're getting warmed up on career mode right now. Gonna play some true sim stuff later. Just trying to get a good feel for my swing, wind distances, and everything. How these winds play left to right, because I'm always misreading. They always seem to fade or draw a little bit more than I think they're going to. Yeah, if I ever run ranked duos, it is more than welcome that people from chat join in. That's honestly preferred. So yeah, it's always a first come first serve. Just tends to be at the end of the stream, so that's still a couple hours away. Handicap, I'm still a newbie. I picked up my first set of clubs like 4 years ago. Just started breaking 100 more consistently, so I'm like at 26.6. First hole in one, Mad Golfer. Get in there, dude. Get in there. I think pitching wedge. All right, Mad Golfer hit a hole in one. Why not us? That's close. Not quite, but it's close. You just started watching playing in the last 3 years? Yeah, so I had some exposure to golf growing up. My grandparents live on a golf course, but they live on the other side of the country. So, yeah, we would go and visit them, and I would, yeah, maybe go to the range, maybe play around, maybe get some putting in, and then do nothing with it for a year at a time. So now, you know, fast forward to being older and getting into golf like properly. Yeah, now I look back and just go, man, I really wish I would have played. That would have been nice, huh? So trying to make up for lost time, but also have a wife and kids, so only so much time. Only so much time. So I do what I can. Unfortunately, get out to the range more than I get out to actually play, which is useful, but also, you know, also not. Gotta play more than I do, but I hate going out feeling like I'm just spraying the ball too. What's going on, No Lies? I'm turning 30 this year, so we're flipping to the next decade, and I'm a Pennsylvania boy. I do work. I'm a software dev by day, Twitch streamer by night. Monday through Thursdays after my kid goes to bed. There are a lot of asterisks on the content creation part. You know, we squeeze our hobbies when we can. We squeeze our hobbies when we can. That still misses left. And a little bit short. Okay, noted. Noted. AJL, what's going on? Problem you always ran into at the range, you can practice all you want, but if you're practicing wrong, it's not... Yeah, right. And so, like, you don't get quite the practice that you should on the short game. You know, practice out of different lies, all of that stuff. So, like, I do get pretty hung up on swing fundamentals. But, you know, for me, I think my biggest thing is, like, I'm not a good ball striker. That is just something that I have always struggled with, continue to struggle with. You know, I'm trying to get better at. And so, you know, I end up spending a lot of time at the range trying to get, you know, contact on the, you know, contact ball first, then ground, you know, not be thin and chunky, forever working at it. But, like, there's also just something to be said about going out and playing on the course. Wife and kids gang? Absolutely. There's a good amount of people in the golf community who are just in that stage of life where it's enjoy golf, enjoy video games, have a wife and kids. It's very, very commonplace. I don't think I ever play my 3 hybrid, or not, I don't want to say ever, but I frequently misplay that. Nice round. Nice round. NBA 2K, I do not play NBA. Other sports growing up, I played, I want to say I played like 2 seasons of like Pee-wee soccer. It's like the normal Pee-wee, and then I think I played again a few years later because like my friend's dad was the coach and that sort of thing. It was the same reason I played like a season of basketball, but I did 6 years of baseball. I wasn't very good. I was fast, so I ended up by, you know, middle school. Middle school, I played football. I played football 7th, 8th, 9th grade, but I was track and field from 7th grade through college. Like, that was my sport. You know, run fast, jump over hurdles. That was my thing. I got the Topgolf tech. Trying to hit high ball speeds. Yeah. I have, I used to live in Virginia for a bit, and there was one of those that, like, you have it's like a Topgolf. It's like a top tracer range. Like a top tracer range, so you can like pair and like get your stats from the session. It was pretty cool, but it was a bit far away from me, so I only went a couple of times. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, finally got another sponsor up. All right. I definitely got distracted by the round there and the conversation, which is not a bad thing, but that means that Twitch has gotten into pre-roll territory. So we are going to have to take a quick break. First and foremost, I appreciate y'all hanging out. We've got plenty of golf left. We're going to be playing the daily master ranked tours here in just a few minutes. So if you're looking to do that, anybody is welcome. I'll get a room code going in just a second here, and I'll drop that into the chats. And then yeah, appreciate everybody hanging out. If you're new and haven't, and you're enjoying the stream, drop a follow, drop a sub. Find your way back here in the future, and then yeah, drop a like on the YouTube streams if you're watching over there. It helps me out immensely. Play another game, Connor? I am playing pretty well only golf at the moment. In the future, we may venture back out into some variety, but we are full steam ahead on golf. So I'm gonna get through this, and then we'll cue the break up. Not break up. I'm not breaking up with you. It's not you. It's not me. We're doing fine. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna cue the break now. Ads are gonna start playing. If you're over on Twitch, I'll get through this career mode stuff, and then I will drop the daily ranked in the chat. So yeah, thanks for being here. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. What's going on, Bubbles? Welcome back. Yeah, sorry about that. It took me a little bit longer to get through that menu sequence than I was expecting it to, but I didn't want to forget that we needed to switch sponsors over on the career mode stuff. Because I know if I jumped in tomorrow, I would play a whole round with fully leveled sponsors and waste that XP. Yeah, codes are in the chat. Anybody is more than welcome to join the daily master rank tours. I'll let it go for another minute or so here. See if anybody else wants to hop in. Yeah, started to hit our stride a little bit there. Definitely started to hit our stride a little bit. Hopefully we can. I need to just like really pay attention to it. I need to really pay attention to it and like focus on some of the win stuff, because I think I think a lot of times I let the camera zoom and then I like don't really line up what's happening in my head, and like sometimes we nail it, but there's still other times where like I continue to misplay. What's going on, Gilib? Your contact is a mess right now? Are you missing on all sides? Because I thing I always say is, you know, focus on relative stuff. So like if you're missing to the left, you know, keep your swing the same and then feel like you're finishing, you know, more to the right or what have you. But more than that, I always take it back to the start. Like real golf, set up grip. You're consistent in the way that you sit and hold the controller. That should help to provide consistency in your inputs. Normal, firm, and then greens are pretty quick. All right, doesn't look like we've got anybody else joining in. Let's get after it. Let's get after it. So yeah, we've got a week until the new season is here. I guess it's 5 days. So I don't know if it's gonna turn over when the shop does or if it's gonna turn over the weekend. But we're getting close to the new season. Missing to the right and overcompensating, trying to correct. Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. Gotta work a little bit to try and find that feel that gives you what you're looking for. Still missing that to the right, huh? I would say the main thing, I mean, obviously there's the overcompensating, but yeah, I would think you should be able to go, okay, this is my new swing feel, and then, you know, going, right? It's kind of like the old adage about trying to draw and fade in real life, right? Like, I know that Patrick Harrington and stuff talks about it. Okay, fine. We're gonna miss low. Got it. But like, you kind of exaggerate right, exaggerate left until you kind of find that sweet spot. Oh, that's very fortunate that we have Sunday Red on this on this round. That's convenient. We're gonna get our wear and earn. Okay. 66 and then the downhill lie. This is going to go flying. I gotta shave this 9-iron off. Yeah, that's pretty good, because I think if I just played the stock choke shot, we would have been in not a great spot. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. That's just how things are going right now, huh? That's just how things are going right now. Choke tee shot. 167. It's into the low 170s. But just a touch of loft on it. moved it that little bit extra to the right because I don't know, felt like the wind was gonna keep moving it down the hill. It's inside 50% power, so I need to play more brake, maybe? Is career mode good, muted growl? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's not anything crazy, I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess my question to you would be, what are you looking to get out of career mode? Because like they have every major but the Masters, because they don't have the licensing for it. But like outside of that, I mean, I don't know, you play a lot of tournaments. The rivals are pretty trash. The leaderboards are it's hard to get the difficulty of your opponents to a good level. So I guess there's, yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's a career mode. Of course that one hangs up. Of course that one hangs out there. Always painful when you can be 4 or 5 under through 4 and you're 2 under. I mean, I think the career mode is better than it has been in previous 2K games. So like if you're looking at it from a relative perspective, I think it has improved. Oh, come on, Colby. You gotta put some stretch into it. Can't leave it short. You can't leave it short like that. Really? Really? There's just a mysterious little bump in the middle that kicks it left. Nice. There's probably not a mysterious little bump in it that kicks it left. It's probably that I'm just that consistently bad. Okay, I did not feel like I pushed that backswing. I understand the follow through, but I'm not missing to the left. I am erring on the very left side of that swing path. Enjoy EA's career mode, but having the Masters obviously helps. Yeah, I mean, I think EA kind of always does a better job in that regard. I just think the mechanics and such, for me, are more enjoyable on the 2K games. What's going on, Sorry Expert? Use career mode to warm up and then play 2v2s? Loving the game all around? Yeah, I use career mode as a warm up right now as well, because I'm still trying to work through some of the quests. So I just use that as my like first round or two of the day. 2 birds with 1 stone, because you can configure the difficulty, right? So like I still put it on a tough difficulty option. If I hit it into that upslope, it's dead, right? So I kinda, even though this is gonna roll, try and drift this up the hill to the backstop to like kick over. I adjusted it and now I pulled it, and I'm like searching for my swing path all of a sudden. Momentum. There we go. There we go. Come on, let's get a little something something going. Let's get a little something something going. Okay, I'm like nice and easy. Don't think about your swing. Just get back to your normal feels. Just get back to your normal feels. Oh, downhill lie. Don't love that because this choke 9 is probably gonna skip out on me a bit. There we go. I gave a lot more respect to that downhill lie than I should have. Gave a lot more respect to that than I should have. Full on Darth Vader breathing on the monitor as quiet as it can be without the sound off. That kid. There we go. Nice and smooth 102, get it around the corner. Came inches from holing out just now, Bubbles. Get in there. I think this is one. I have to try and pretend. Well, this landed a bit shorter. I was gonna say try and backstop it, but I cut off a little bit too much with the fade, I guess. All right, come on. Downhill. It's a little breaker. No way. Still misses low. Because I took off on it saying like, okay, this is gonna break more. It's got less pace. I guess, oh, you know what the problem is? I know what the problem is. I am normally reading those as if they're going to roll out past the hole, and I took extra power off of it and didn't like factor in for extra stuff. What's going on, Nick? Keep popping up on the feed. Do you enjoy it? Appreciate that. Glad the algorithm is working in my favor. I don't know. I guess I'm assuming it's feeding you golf content because you like golf content. And that's pretty much the stuff that we put out all the time, so. I would suppose that's why. Yeah, what's going on, Swish? You love golf? I think all of us here pretty well love golf. Do you keep firing at pins? That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Guns blazing. Always gunning for the hole. 13 yards on the bounce and rollout. I gotta try and punch this guy a little bit, yeah? Not enough. Not enough. We're close. We're starting to put some birdies together. I just felt like we were at a point where I didn't want to try and take the like choked 5-iron. All right, got 102. I thought about going power drive, but felt like we could get down a pretty comfortable way still. Ooh, downhill lie is gonna make this one tricky. I'm already thinking kind of choked approach here, but let's kind of run through it and see. Think about 190 carry, downhill lie. I'll call it 190 like 1 or 2. $186. Landed like just short. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. You kind of get it started on a little bit of a left path. Wind holds it up down the hill, and you let it kind of drift back. Land a little short, and if it goes long, you've got a backstop. Come on, backstop. Don't leave me hanging. It's gonna stop right there, isn't it? Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh no. All right, we're gonna do what it tells us. I'm gonna actually hit it with some pace. The actual straight putt. The actual straight putt. Put it in the water and still pull it out of par. Feels good, man. Good recovery. How does it feel to be Luke's grandfather? Concerning. Concerning, Vandy. You know, just being in that whole bloodline. It's just a lot of family drama. I'd rather not be a part of it. Is it gonna... I'm saying that's at like, that's at the flag. Of course I closed contact, but I think that may have been off. I think that may have still ended up to the left. Okay. Okay. I'm still not the greatest at drawing that mental picture, but I am definitely trying to draw that mental picture a little bit more. Ah, just missed it. But 102, yeah, still enough to cover the bunker. Bombs away, get it as far down there. So now we take the 3-wood. Gonna land way short. $102. Yeah, it's tough with that wind to get the angle to like try and hit Albie there. Okay, we're trying to hit with pace past the hole. It is going to break more because it's down, or it's below the 50% mark. That's at least kind of the vibe check that I've been going with here. We're gonna go something like this. Nice. Nice. All right, little stretch of holes here. It was a slow start to the round, but we're putting it together. Okay, I'm just trying to get as straight of a flight on this as possible. Thing is, The ball's gonna come out and start peeling. The wind's gonna catch it. I'll hold it and bring it back. That's kind of my guesstimation. Now this flies about pin high, if not further. Take it one off. Wind is gonna play a little less. It's all right. That's all right. Again, it's the below 50%, so in my head, I'm going to tell myself a little bit more break. It's helping my reads. Is that actually a thing? Who freaking knows? But yeah, maybe that helps me out. Sub 50% power putts play more break. I don't know, whatever tricks the mind into doing the right thing, I'm all for it. Ooh. Because this is like actually fly it into that backstop, roll it back, but if we get too much, if we don't get spin control, put a little bit of loft on it. I also did too much where like the backstop isn't even going to do anything. I'm like afraid of too much momentum, but I suppose too much momentum, not really a thing. Now this is hitting with pace. This is hitting with pace. I mean, 45% is not really pace, but it's pace because it's 3 inches downhill and I'm not taking anything off of it. So it's an aggressive line. Kind of a, I have to make this line, or hit this, have this hit the cup. Up the hill into the wind is not super enticing, to be honest. This is a test of patience and see if because I have hit the spinner and the pitch and stuff from there. This is more just like a for science kind of shot. I kind of put myself in a bit of a predicament because, I'm trying to float one back there. Like the pin is playing probably just beyond 80. It's not as much spin, but it's still on a slope and stuff. So kind of in an awkward little bit. RM NFL Network, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And then it doesn't spin back, right, man? Freaking. Yeah, that's the guesstimation game that I'm kind of working with. Now this is above 50%, so we're gonna leave the read. If I miss it low, then we're gonna yell at it and say I should have added the extra. That works. How far the clubs go for distance? Yeah, it's on the little thing in the bottom right corner. Under tee box. As I cycle through the clubs, that's telling my carry distance. You can also see it in like your clubs menu when you're configuring your bag. So like when you look at the numbers on the screen, that 157 is my carry, the 162 is to the pin. So it's playing 162 yards to the pin, uphill 34 feet. So the pin's effectively playing about 174. right, well, very slow start to that round, but we definitely pieced it together. We definitely pieced it together. GG's Bubbles, thanks for playing. All right, Wednesday wear and earn completed. Love that for us. Yeah, because, I mean, look at that. We were 5 under on the front. We were 2 under through 6. But, you know, just a casual 11 under back 9 and 14 under through the last 12 holes. What's going on, Maitland? How much do you take into consideration the lie at your feet? You have to. That's like the first thing that you have to pay attention to. When you're lining up a shot, Maitland, the order of operations, in my opinion, obviously you have to factor your shot shape into it, right? Because you're thinking about ball flight. But order of operations is foot lie, elevation, wind. Because foot lie is going to determine the angle or the trajectory of the slope, right? Or of your shot, right? If it's uphill, you're going to float it more. If it's downhill, it's going to be a little more of a stinger. Elevation, like those two things are always there, right? Wind could be 0, wind could be 15 miles an hour, could be 10, could be 20, right? So like you determine your ball flight, how it's starting, then you calculate for how much distance you're going to lose gain on elevation. And then, you know, because if it's more uphill, it's going to cut off your trajectory. If it's downhill, it's going to go more. And then there's also the distance variable. And then wind plays more or less depending on the ball flight and the elevation, right? If it's uphill and your ball is, you know, coming off a downslope, you're going to have a lower flighted ball up the hill, which means the wind is going to play way less. If it's just uphill and you have an uphill lie, like the wind, you know, all of those things factor. I mean, you have to have a good amount of elevation change to really start seeing the big wind shifts, but that's like my sequence of approaching things. Elevation, wind, foot lie. It still probably works for the most part, so long as at the end you're adjusting the foot lie trajectory to like what you've already, you know, worked out to be true. This is better than the PGA Tour Masters game? I think so. I think that probably has a better career mode experience, but that game has pretty well been abandoned. There's no course designer. I think the RNG mechanics and stuff aren't great, and I don't love the gameplay loop of the competitive side of things for it. So yeah, definitely not my favorite. Like, I get why people enjoy it, and I think there are parts to enjoy, but yeah, certainly not my preference between the two. Shut off elevation and wind and then go back to your foot lie and adjust one more time. Yeah, and I think that works fairly well, Basket. I like to start with the foot lie because the way I look at it is I take my... Yeah, I think the foot lie you can probably throw in at any time. You just have to make sure that you adjust your wind based on the trajectory if it's steep enough. At a minimum, elevation has to come before wind, because the lie and the elevation are always there, right? The lie is the first thing in contact with your ball, and the elevation is always there regardless of wind. Wind is a variable that is a function of the previous two. Yeah. There's a lot of, why'd the wind play so much, or why didn't the wind play? Well, a lot of times it's because, well, maybe you were, you know, crap lie, big elevation change, played a shot shape, like all of, you know, that countered the wind or went with the wind, like all of those things build on top of each other, and eventually you're like, well, the wind didn't do anything, or the wind played way more. Well, there's a handful of other variables that affected the wind. Hey, good evening, RJ. Some shots you have where it's a pretty strong lie at your feet and the ball flight doesn't get affected by it. But maybe if you just perfected it, lowers the effect. So, strong lie at your feet, you have to factor a couple of things. Are you changing your shot shape against it, right? So like if the ball's below your feet and you draw it, that ball is going to start out even more to the right, and then you're trying to curl it back and maybe the wind holds it up. Or maybe it's elevated green, and so it has less time to cut back. But if you're fading it and you're playing like a strong fade off of a downslope, like your ball is going to start left of but everything, the slope of the ball and the slope and the fade of the shot is going to add extra fade, so it might start left but finish way more to the right, and then you've got to factor in elevation and wind. So there's just a lot of, I don't know, symbiosis, if you want to call it that. Like all of this stuff is just working together and factoring things in. So like I start with a straight ball flight in mind and go, okay, like, and I most times am trying to play a straight ball flight, but sometimes you're in a ball position below your feet and I have to adjust to a fade in order to hit my normal swing path. And then when I'm doing that, I've got fade with a lie that's going to put more fade on the ball. So it's like, okay, ball's going to start here, but then it's going to really start slinging. So it's like, okay, it's below the feet, so it's going to start right, but I'm fading it, so it's going to start left of that target, but it's going to finish more to the right. And then, it's downhill, so it's going to have more time to keep fading that way, and the wind is like, you just kind of have to keep building off of that. Keep trying to envision ball flights, and like think of like when you take a shot IRL where the ball's below your feet, or you watch the shot tracer of it like on TV or something. You see it come out and you see it just start to peel, right? And like the steeper that is, the more it's peeling. So if you can kind of be like, okay, this is where I think it's going to start, that's what the peel looks like. Micromanaging each aspect, yeah, for sure. Brabin, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, it all builds, and like some of it is the reason I think why I struggle with side hill lies and wins the most is because, like, and side wins particularly, is because elevation and wind distance wise, that's kind of a math problem, right? And there is a math problem on the left to right, but it's harder to pin down the aims and the trajectories and stuff, right? Like it's very easy to go, I have a 99 to 100% lie, it's uphill 21 feet, okay, so 7-yard adjustment, and there's not really any wind, right? So maybe it's a yard or two adjustment from there. Boom, I have my distance, and I know from experience, well, this shot on this kind of green maybe bounces and rolls 4 yards. Okay, I can then say I want to land it here, there's 4 yards to the hole, get it kind of close. But left to right, how much does this and like a side wind and everything, that's more of a visual experience for me. I don't have like this is a 15-yard aim, and what I think there are people that have some equations to like side winds and side lies. And then things get funky when it's like ball above your feet, but the wind is left to right, right? So now it's like, okay, here's my start line. This wind is going to catch it at some point and turn it over, but it's not going to play the full amount that the wind would if it was a straight ball on a flat lie. A lot of stuff, really, really factors into it. And I still, all these games later, obviously have to be decent at the sideways, but that is definitely like as far as my approach game goes, that is the weakest part of it. I am quite good at getting around pin high, like just getting like a straight in line, with all these things getting right below the hole for the straight uphill putt is not a strong suit at all. All right, what we are going to do here, because not that it's a problem, but lots of chatting and getting through that round took a little bit. We're gonna run a quick break here before we get into True Sim so that we don't run into any pre-rolls or anything in the middle of it. So just like a quick 2-minute break here, and then we're gonna hop into True Sim at the Wissahickon Course at Philadelphia Cricket Club, where they're heading this weekend on the PGA Tour. So if you enjoyed the stream, drop a follow, drop a sub, drop a like on the video, helps me immensely, and I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I have one of those like hard plastic things for under your office chair, right? So like you can sit on carpet and roll easy and not just like completely tear the carpet up. Somehow it always seems to slide forward and never back. And it never seems to slide when I'm actually sitting. It's like this mystery thing, like it moves consistently, but only when I'm not looking. It's like a Boo from Mario or something, I don't know. One of life's many mysteries. Alright, so to the Wissahickon Course we return for rounds 3 and 4. We had a pretty decent start to the tournament, 10 under, 8 under through the first 2 rounds. Obviously quite a bit off the pace that we'd like to play, but still solid scoring. It's just kind of, we're trying to take that next jump up in our game and try and get to the upper echelon of players, which is basically Scud and I guess 3-putt at the moment. Those are the 2 guys who have separated themselves by a large number of strokes. We got medium winds, back tees, southwest, firm, and default. Let's just double check what those green speeds are so we're not caught off guard here. 7.3. Okay, so I mean there's a little bit of speed to the greens, but nothing crazy. That is kind of the nice thing. A lot of the time when we play these courses on True Sim, the greens are not too bad, but firm. There's gonna be a little bit of bounce. There's gonna be a little bit of roll. Just have to factor that into our shots. But let's take it one at a time. Try and find gurs, but also even with those gurs, you know, I feel like we still want to be aggressive. That's a nice tee shot to start the round. Yeah, what's going on, Clumsy Ninja? How we doing? Welcome back. Okay, 104 yards. Uphill, little bit of wind. We need to get to about 102 yards to clear this slope. So I do not want to be flirting with anything too much here. Play about 97. I'm gonna give it just like a touch on the D loft. All right, pair of quads to start. That is over the ridge. That is exactly what we need it to be. That is exactly what we need it to be. Powerhouse? No, I am a sculptor. I've got 79 power on my build, and then I have my driver with maxed power fittings. So I've got 5 power fittings on my driver to take me out to the ball game. No, take me out to 99. I place still max power at the top end. Alright, I think the play is hybrid. I think I just keep telling myself that we don't need to go wood, but hybrid is okay. Yeah, I think that's the sweet spot with it. Downhill lie is not a ton. I don't think I'm gonna give much credence to it. 154. The wind's gonna play more than 5. Wind's gonna play more than 5. 154, 147. I feel like we give it just a touch forward. Maybe we don't have to because of the lie. Kind of go straight at it, let the wind peel it back, and hopefully land just short of the pin and stick. I know it's firm, but it's headwind and that green kind of goes uphill. I'm just trying to put pace and take stuff out of it. I'm gonna try and utilize what I found, so to speak, and see if it just helps my eye. To play more brake when it's under 50% power, play less brake if it's over. Wow, the Phillies winning games again? What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I think with this going back towards the wind a little, I think we can play the choked tee shot, because if it lands short, we're not dead. If it goes long, like, I think we're okay with any of the rough possibilities here. Nice strike. Wind's peeling over. I'll take a little bit of rollback, thanks. Some Walmart action. Okay, left to right. I think it's... I wanted to say more to less, but I think it's pretty even here. Under the 50% mark, so let's play a little bit more. Okay. Almost hit it a little bit high, but I don't know, whatever it is, it's helping my eye right now. Whatever it is, it's helping my eye right now. I mean, we're striping it at the moment. This is kind of how we started round 1 and then just weren't able to keep the foot on the gas all the way through the round, so just got to be really trying to keep it one shot at a time and not focus too much. So this is where it's like the ball starts right to left and then is going to have some natural draw shape on it, and then the wind is going to keep kicking it. And that's going to be still too long. We have to carry it about 150. 151, I think, is kind of the target. What's going on, ears? How we doing, man? 150 the target. It's playing 157. We're gonna get a couple miles, a couple yards of wind. I think we gotta play at about 149, so I'm gonna say shave off 7 yards just to factor in for the case that we could get 99%, and I don't want to be short. So if we want to shave 7 off, kind of like 4-ish%. Let's go 96 with like a touch on the loft and spin. And then ball flight, wind keeping it out that way, right to left on the green. Couple yards long, and it still rolls out. That's just tough because like you can't be short, you can't be short. We have to play it like that. I think the one thing that I don't factor there is because it's ball above the feet, like wind plays more because I'm getting the wind behind me. All right. Faster greens, so like we've got to have it. That's 60%, so I don't need to play the extra pace. I just need to play enough pace to factor for this slope enough. Oh, that's close. That's not bad. That's not bad. Tough hole there. When you've got firm with tailwind, like you need, like this, even though it's a deeper pin, you've got more room to work. Right, so like 212, 218, like that's gonna be too long. I don't know, can you take 203, 206? To 11, 16 yards of bounce and roll out. $101. I'm trying to stretch it just a touch. I landed too soft. Did land like 214, but there's just more. There's more hill there than I could read on the green. Yeah, I can't see that uphill. It's too slow of an incline. Or I guess it just doesn't have the texturing of like that weathered face for me to see that I should have just gone up like I should have taken a 4-iron into that hill and let it run up. Yeah, what's going on, Private? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, doing the best I can with the information that I had. That's one where it's like, yeah, it's definitely a course knowledge thing, but that's fine. Little left to right? Right, I think a little left to right is the read here. Left to right would be this way. Not a crazy amount, just a little bit. I put some whack into it. I mean, it's gonna 75%. Ended up being pretty straight. Honestly, a little bit of right to left at the start, which I was not seeing that. But so it goes. So it goes. Sometimes it's just a little subtle. Slight open face, but we've got the carry. The fake break, yeah, I mean, it read like it was stronger left to right. I mean, there's a chance there that there's a little bit left to right on the hill, and then if I hit that as a straight ball, yeah, maybe we have a chance at it, but I don't know. The way I look at it is a lot of this stuff is an educated guessing game. That's fade, so that's... I think we've got a baby fade on this. Oh, just cleared the ridge. Obviously, I'd love to be closer, but again, it's a birdie putt. That's kind of the main thing with these. Left to right. Left to right. The crazy part is this view does not feel like there's all that much break. But I feel like there's break on all the other views, so I'm gonna go... I should have trusted it. I took a hair off because I was like, well, no, it looked flatter from that side view. I have two views that were telling me the same break. If I only have one view telling me the break, I should play less. If I have two, I should play... Tried to shave it off, I did not. I should have adjusted the A marker instead of trying to swing less. That was bad. That was just dumb. Trust your gut, Lucas. I know, it's so hard to. 200. I'm gonna have to lay up now. Right? Right? This is a dumb play, but I kind of want to do it. I didn't even need to overpower it. Didn't even need to overpower it. Just felt like we had a decent lie out of the rough there for the hybrid. Downhill. You're forcing me to go cheesy, huh? Forcing me to go cheesy. It's just, it's got that downhill lie like as soon as you get onto the green. Alright, take it easy, Private. I'll catch you later. How goes the golf tonight? Pretty good, I would say. It was kind of slow for us getting started. But, I mean, getting started like on the night as a whole. But we were able to... You know, we had a slow start then too to our daily master, you know, ranked tour, but then we ended up going 11 under on the back nine and 14 under through like the last 12 holes. So, you know, definitely played some solid golf. Definitely played some solid golf. And I think we shot like a 19 under on a career mode round. Not that career mode rounds mean much, but always good to see those numbers. What's going on, Mike? Ready for season 2? I think so. I mean, I'm curious to see, like, is this long flop gonna be OP? There we go. Nice. Might not need the pitch shot if it is. What's the... I think you still will, because what's the long... What is the regular flop distance? I'm not falling for this one again. I'm not falling for this one again. I'm gonna lay my hybrid. I'm gonna lay my hybrid back. We ended up with the par here because I got aggressive and then it didn't even get anywhere. Didn't even get anywhere. That kicked a little bit more. Must have been a downslope. I thought I was going to jump off the face, if I'm being completely honest. That slope at my feet, the way that I was reading that was like sharp kick. Maybe I didn't read that from enough angles, or I jumped the gun on it, but yeah, that was... Depend person to... The power outages are helping absolutely no one out. Alright, I'm gonna try and squeeze this just a little bit. Just a little bit extra on the 8-iron. I think it needs it. Five-footer. Little left to right. Let's cross-check. Nice. Plus 30 in fittings is kinda nuts. Yeah, I'll actually be able to put some like contact and swing path stuff on my driver. So that'll surely be kinda silly. Calling fellow Pennsylvania Ben Franklin up for more reliable electricity. You know, I hadn't even thought of it. But you make a great point. Surely he would be able to diagnose my problems. Just a little bit too long. Should have played a little bit of loft on it, but I didn't, and now we're paying the price. Right to left? Yeah, right to left. So that's this angle. It's not a lot, just a little bit. Good adjustment at the end, Colby. Good adjustment. What's going on, Steve? 99 overall golfers running amok? Well, I mean, there are already 99 golfers all over the place, right? It's more the... More than 99 golfers are gonna have just way more stats. Cannot for the life of me hit more than like 101, 102. I don't know if I'm holding it too long and missing I'm probably just not holding it enough. There's the fade. So there's going to be a baby fade on this. It's going to start right. Want to fade right. I'm going to want to fade more and then just hold the wind with this. 187. Put a few yards on it. Like just a couple. Probably about 190. 13 yards on a 6 iron. There's an upslope there. Okay, I'm gonna take the 5 iron choked and just kinda a little bit less wind. But just kind of making the guesstimation that this is in fact an uphill that's gonna slow us down a little bit. Yeah, I just didn't aim enough to the right. But not a bad shot. Gives us an eagle look up the hill. Left to righter, definitely stronger to start. And by left to righter, I mean... Because this doesn't... That looks kind of a little bit flatter. And so if we're reading left to right with flatter, we'll read it at kind of like a half the break kind of deal. Just barely. There's maybe something to be said about that swing path in contact. Could have just been enough at that range to miss it. Not a terrible read, just always stings, you know. Always stings to miss the mark like that. Ooh, lucky bounce. Okay, so we're on a little fader lie here. 121. Which means we're gonna have to shave a few yards off here. That's okay. Gotta shave about 7 yards off, maybe? I'm gonna go like a 94% shot. Falls below the feet. And one to fade a little bit. The wind is going, but we're playing a slightly partial, but we still want to be left. Oh, I closed it. I think we were on for a good one. Just close like really changes the shape of everything. It's like the slightest left to right drift. Maybe a little bit more at the start. Take a little bit off of this guy, which means we're gonna have to play more break. So if it was slight left to right drift, and then we gotta play a little bit more because of the power, and then a little bit more because of the downhill. Go out here. Oh, what a read. What a read. No, I have not dabbled with a 3-click. I sucked it. I tried 3-click once at the end of 2K23, and I sucked at it. And I would imagine it's harder in this game because the points are offset and can kind of move. Maybe I'll mess with it at some point, but more than likely not. I probably shouldn't have bombed this all the way out here, right? Alright, we're just kind of try and keep a steady swing here so that we don't lose too much. I went visual on that one. I should not have gone visual on that. That was a test, because I don't trust my chipping. I wanted to see, could I get through? I wanted to see, could I get through that rough? Like, could I guesstimate my way through that heavy rough? And the answer was most certainly no. What's going on, Ray? That was a mid-round science shot, because I just didn't trust the chip from that. Honestly, think you take the choke shot and then you play some loft and spin. You play right of the hole, and you hope for the best. Open face, certainly not the best, but not an easy par 3 by any stretch. Breaking left to right on this guy, because that looks right to left at the start, but from here it looks kind of below the feet, so I don't really know what to make of that. Gonna go something here. There's the right to left, but left to right at the end? No, it just keeps drifting that way. I understand nothing. Why did some of the lies, or some of the visualization of lies and stuff are so deceiving on greens, because you see stuff in the background and it's all kind of that mind game. All kind of that mind game that just tricks you into seeing different breaks and is trying to rationalize everything to get the read that you actually need. Okay, uphill lie into this wind. I actually think you want to put a little bit on this choked pitching wedge. Oh, come on, Colby, don't do this to me. Don't put extra on it and then go long. Come on now. Right to left. Validated. Right to left's across the board. So if I'm playing this normal, I'm playing it here, but then I'm playing it under the 50%, so I'm going to add a little bit more. I have no idea if it is actually that those break more, or if that's just mentally, like, that's why I've been reading, or like that's how I've been reading them wrong. But I will absolutely take it. We've made a few putts today by making that adjustment. Sub 50% power. I'm just giving it a little bit more. Somewhere like there to straighten it out a little bit more. Ah, of course we're gonna have to partial this sucker. It's playing 142, but I mean, once you get the wind and everything factoring in, we're like 6 yards short. I can try and stretch it, which I feel like I almost need to. Let's see here. ball is slightly above the feet. It's going to want to slightly... I can put it back onto a straighter... slight draw path. Come on, kick forward. Little roll? Oh, that was technically little roll. That's about as little as it gets. Right to left. Right to left. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. One hole to go. One hole to go. Okay, this is where we've been able to kind of go towards the tree. Feed it back over. Yeah, glad I didn't take on the bunker head on. That's it. Oh, nice. Look at that turn. Look at that turn. Downhill lie. See, this is a downhill enough lie. I think these have been flying about 6 extra yards. So from this slope, we're getting about 10. We're getting about 10. Cut the wind. I'm just going to play this. Play this choked. That's not bad at all. Come on, let's finish it off. Let's finish it off. Left to right. Okay, let's go with like what my normal read would be. It's slightly uphill, but it's still under, so I'm giving it a little bit extra. Almost missed it high, admittedly. But yeah, there's a way to climb a bit, separate ourselves from the group that we were caught up in. 12 under, low round, at least on PlayStation. Scud probably shot 15, but we'll take a 12. We'll take a 12. We just got to get a couple of shots closer and convert a couple more putts. We were pretty good on the putts. We were pretty good on the putts that round, but like, there's that one eagle putt that we should have converted, a couple that we misread. We outshot Scud. We have ascended. But for one round. But for one round, we have gone low. Absolutely take it. We will absolutely take it. All right, so as is pretty much the normal deal in flow of events, we've got another round to go, but to appease Twitch, we've got to run some ads, but we take a break and nobody's gonna miss a thing. So I want to say thank you all for being here. If you have not already and you're enjoying the stream, drop a follow, drop a sub if you want to make your way back here, and if you could, drop a like on the YouTube stream if you're watching over there and enjoying. That helps me out immensely. Let's YouTube know that you're enjoying it. Yeah, there is no requirement of anything, but anything that you guys do goes above and beyond. Means a lot. That being said, we've got round 4, and then maybe we'll hop into a couple of ranked duos if anybody wants to jump in with those. We'll see if there's any interest at the end of this round, but we'll be back in 2 minutes and then we go again. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Easy break. Easy. Alright. Here we go. Wissahickon Golf Course at the Philadelphia Cricket Club. One last round. Let's see if we can replicate more of what we did in round 3. Maybe even go a little bit lower if we can. I mean, low winds. Default wind direction is always scary. Firm, fast. So I think the greens speed up just ever so slightly more from where they just were. Hopefully default wind direction doesn't screw us, and hopefully low winds gives us, you know, some more target practice on the darts. You know, it's always a trade-off because sometimes wind, even though you have to play more club, if you get a headwind, oh, okay, a little bit pull closed. That's not a great start. Kick right, kick right, kick right, kick right, kick right, kick right, kick right. Now that's a me suck. I sat back down and didn't nail it on the first shot there. It's not sitting up. It's probably gonna come out short, but it's kind of like a will it bounce and roll on, because that's even a little bit off here. This is kind of a guessing game. It's a really good guessing game. Sit! Dang it. Okay. Gotta square that swing. Gotta square that swing away. Okay, we got the right to lefter. It's a little bit quicker. So we've got this where it's going, it's turning, and then it's a little bit down the hill, so give it a little bit more. Ah, look at that snap. Look at that snap. Okay. Okay. That's the thing. Get humbled there. I mean, we take a break because we have to, but we've gotta mentally be able to keep things in check and bounce back here. So let's just take our normal grip. Okay, that was a little bit closed. So long as it doesn't kick hard left, we're in the fairway. We can let it rock and roll from there. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're not in a spot here where we've got to like relearn our swing by any stretch of the imagination, but you never know. Sometimes you got to make those adjustments on the fly because you're holding the controller just ever so slightly differently. I want to take a little bit off of this. I ended up having a bad lie from the downhill and didn't really get any benefits of the downhill lie. That stings. Because I'm trying to play for the firmness and it just didn't flight as low and as long. This does look like it's got that little bit left to right drift, but I'm almost thinking this is like that one longer one from before that didn't end up resulting in as much left to right, so I'm only gonna play a touch. Get in there. There we go. Learning. Observing and adjusting. Observing and adjusting. Literally take the result of that earlier hole and use it to our benefit. So it's playing 115. Let me see here. Barely 114. So it's probably playing closer to 116. We're about 5 yards short. That's like a straight ball, right? Yeah. Straight ball, touch of wind. Touch of wind just outside. Squeeze a few yards out of it. 'Cause it's gonna get the hop. Touch a bite. Okay. 4 feet. Little left to right. I know you shouldn't really think about 4-footers too much, but it's probably part of the reason why I suck at putting. I am just not a good putter, so even 4-footers start to haunt me a little bit. Even the 4-footers start to haunt me a little. Okay, that's peeling left, curling left. Left to right. The wind's kind of there, but not really going to do much work to hold it up. Now it's really a question of... It says 168. Oh no, 166 to the hole. Okay, yeah. Barely 166 to the hole. 168 on the carry, though. Probably about closer to 3 yards past. I'm gonna play a little bit of loft on this guy. Oh, I left the face open, dang it. Dang. Alright. Missed inputs. Fun for nobody. Fun for nobody, but still have a look at birdie. Got a little bit of that left to right drift on it. How much of it though is real? I think there is actually left to right the whole way. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I think because it's a longer putt, it's harder to pick up on. Gotta take off some of this power. A little bit more, and then it's downhill. See, there was a little bit of left to right break. More of it was at the end, so that's tough. That's tough, because like you see certain angles and certain things look straighter than others. 80k VC? I got like 20k. I mean, I don't think VC at this point is really the issue. It's more so having like the Evo tools and the the level up tokens. I think the level up tokens are probably the biggest piece that I'm missing. I mean, I've got a few of them. But I don't think I have enough to get my clubs all the way where I want. Do you try and take the 5 and skip it up the hill? I don't think so. That feels too risky. I'm gonna choke the 4 with a little bit of loft and fade. I pushed it. Stay on the green. Didn't land on the green though, which means that firm is gonna be more. Backstop? Roll back down? Curl back towards the hole. Don't kick me off the green. Don't kick me off the green. That looks right to left. I mean, it should be, right? It just rolled down that hill. It's not as steep. What a putt. Need those. Need those intrusive to just every once in a while you drop one of those guys. Feels good, man. There we go. Out over the bunkers, center fairway. What's going on, Perceptive? Top of the leaderboard looking like? Through... Well, I mean, I guess I can take a peek at it here, right? This is just with PlayStation, so with PlayStation, I think we're leading right now through 3. You know, not everybody's necessarily finished all 4 rounds to show up on this leaderboard. We're definitely, like, we're 1 stroke, I think, behind Stando through 3 on Xbox. He's the Xbox leader, and then PC leader is just, they outshot us by, we're probably like 8 strokes or something back. Somewhere in that ballpark. Come on, you gotta carry that ridge. Bounce forward. Nice. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect shot. Shot 37 under in the quali. Hopefully that'll get you into the major. Don't know how many qualify, maybe 20. I feel like Doyley has said how many qualify into it. I'm gonna take a few off of this. Don't want to roll through the front again. But I think you're right. It's like 15 or 20, something like that. 25. Oh, it's 25. It's 25. There you go. So even better chances for you. Draw to the straight. Where is that pin? Back left. So I want to make sure that I'm right of it. Probably need to go to like 95%. I feel like these things always bounce and roll out a ton. I mean, that's perfectly pin high. I'm playing it safely to the right because I don't want to miss this to the left. Feels like it's straightish with a little bit of left movement potential, or left to right move. Actually, hold on here. I'm getting left to right feeling at the end. Kind of what I'm feeling here. Nice. Nice. I think that might be our first eagle of the tournament. What's going on, Pseudo? Tim, what's up? Why does my guy look like a 6-year-old Payne Stewart? This is what 69 of every stat looks like. I don't make the rules. Any similarities are purely coincidental. Any similarities purely coincidental. But yeah, every game I just put 69 into every stat and we go from there. Okay. This is still gonna have, I think, a little bit of fade on it. But it's up the hill, so it's not nearly as bad. I left the face open. That's more fade. Dang it. I thought... Tick, tick, boom. Thank you for the follow. Alright. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. That came out short. I don't care about the underswing. That just came out way short from that lie. Yeah, well, Bryson can at least feel the green with his feet. I don't know about you, but I don't think you have to sit in real life and pan around a putt this much to even figure out what's going on. There we go. Nice. Nice! What's going on, Caden? Remember you from last week? I'm gonna pose a question, because I don't remember your name, but my question is gonna be, did you say something in chat, or did you just click the say hi button? Because if you click the say hi button, what I've learned is my chatbot does not pick those up. Which makes me very sad, because I don't like feeling like I'm ignoring people, but unfortunately I don't get those messages, and I need to try and figure out how YouTube supports those so that I can reach out to the bot and get them to, the bot devs, and get them to support it. I missed it open again. Well, that certainly took off down the hill. Thought the wind was going to do a little bit of something there. I'm not entirely certain what I missed. So I got one way saying left to right pretty strong. The other way saying, nah, bro, it's not that much. So we'll play it somewhere in between. Something like that, and then a little bit. Oh, play it a little bit more. It's all an educated guessing game. Ask how how's it doing? I appreciate those questions. Like my style? Thanks, Tick. That looks like a slope. That looks like an uphill. Like I need to carry it like 168, which is, this carries 171 and then a little bit of wind. Play it just a punch through just to make sure that I get through that wind. No, not the open face again. Sit on the green. Sit on the green. I don't want rough. I want a putt. Oh, come on. Incredibly rude. Incredibly rude. I was not expecting that. Business trip went off to a good start this morning. Lyft driver pulls up to your house and then his car battery dies. Got to the airport 25 minutes before boarding was going to start. I saw you say something. I wasn't mostly working, but I did see you say something in Hemos this morning about like, well, it's an hour and a half to go. Guess I should get to the airport, and that physically pained me. That physically pained me. I just feel like with getting to the airport, I'm always a I'm always get there 2 hours early kind of guy. The curl was more behind the hole. Ranking every skill point up to 69. Yeah, not every skill point, but as far as the looks go, yeah, gotta make a nice character. Which always ends up being a funny thing because people are like, why has everybody got a thick guy? Well, mostly because you weren't able to make the thick guys, and for me, you know, 69 just makes the characters a little bit fuller. Right, there we go. Felt good about that one. Ooh, that was close. That was close. Right before boarding starts. Yeah. Yeah, little too close for comfort there. That's way too stressful. I cut it close one time, and it was because my buddy, we were flying back from his house in Canada, and he lived close to the airport. So he was a little bit too comfortable for my liking. And it would have been fine. Security was kind of busy, and it would have been fine if not for the fact that there was like a bit of a flub with the name on the passport. Or not name on the passport, name on the ticket was used with the guy's nickname and not his full name. So then, like, they're looking at it, and it's like it was fine somehow to go, but not to come back, and yeah. Not great. Getting a little bit better at reading those. A kick right. That's a pretty good touch. Yeah, what's going on, Milky Buttons? How are you doing? Clear U.S. immigration's at a Canadian airport? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think that was... Well, this was the first flight was... It was like Ottawa to Toronto, and then we were connecting back to Baltimore. So I don't think the first flight had as much stuff because we weren't actually crossing the border from that flight. I misread that. I thought that was right to left. That's so bad. Did I like just read through that quick and then aim it the wrong way, or did that fake break on me? I have to imagine that I just like read that quickly and accidentally adjusted the wrong direction. That's probably the most likely. Probably the most likely thing. That's why you gotta focus. I mean, really and truly, that's why you gotta focus. You can't in any of this stuff take shots for granted. Wind's gonna play a little bit here. What's going on, Heels? Hello, hello. Welcome on in, everybody from Heels' stream. We're playing round 4 of True Sim right now. I'm Colby, by the way, in case you don't know me. We like to make the game harder than it needs to be. But I hope you're all doing well. I didn't take enough off of it. Didn't take enough off of it. I kind of banked on that wind doing a little bit of work, and with it being low winds, I don't think it does like any work. Lazy son of a gun. But what were we up to? Some CC, trying to qualify for plat for the extra pain and suffering. Needs a little bit more pace for that line that I'm trying to take. I kick myself. Could have had 2 eagles on the round. But we've got our swing back to nice and silky smooth on this round. Is this gonna put me inside 100 yards again? It's the only thing with having long wedges. I don't really love the like giant gap. I don't know. We'll have to play with it. I mean, you probably just play it to like 85%, right? I think so. I think so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's just do that a few more times. Let's just do that a few more times. Alright, straight ball, 242. I mean, I think you just... It's up a hill, so I think you honestly just go with the choke shot. I feel like it's a little bit left to right. From everything that I remember of this green, it kicks left to right, so start it right so that when it hits this ridge it goes left. Didn't go as much left, but that is the shape of it. That is the shape of it. Left to right. Right. Slight grade the whole way, it seems like. The slight grade the whole way, peels to there. It's an extra bit downhill, and then it's on the under. Just a touch of over adjustment. Not bad, not bad. How far left or right to aim when the ball is below the feet? Any tips? A lot of it is trying to visualize the ball flight, and honestly, the physics to me feel pretty accurate to like real life. So like I try and imagine the ball flight, you know, how a ball below my feet or above my feet would come out, you know, if you were playing golf or watching a golf shot, you know, with the tracer on TV. The big thing that I find, the more below or above your feet it is, like, there's 2 things that happen, and I think a lot of times part of it gets missed. When the ball is below your feet, for example, you know, the longer the club and the more below your feet, like, the more the shot is going to flare out to the side. Like, that's step number 1. You need to factor your shot shape into it, too, because, like, if it's below your feet and you draw the ball, it's going to start even further right and then want to try and come back a little bit. But since it's below your feet, it's going to naturally put fade spin on it. And that's, I think, the piece that oftentimes gets missed. You know, I try and kind of use the way that my shoulders and stuff are squared up to it to give me like a rough idea of what that start line is. But like, if it's below my feet, it's gonna want to fade naturally, and then I have to factor in what shot shape I'm playing out of it, right? So like if the ball's below my feet and I had to shape into a fade to get there, like now I'm envisioning my start line with peel off, but I'm playing a fade, so my start line is left of where I would initially think, right? Like you kind of start your line and then you think of the ball shape that you're playing. But then you know, okay, now it's in the air and it's got extra fade shape, like fade spin. So it's gonna peel even more right of that target line that I've kind of set to start, and then you factor your wind in from there. And I know it's a lot, but like that's how you have to kind of approach it piece by piece. Okay, where's my start line? What's my shape? What's that doing to the spin of the ball? Okay, now is there elevation? Is it going to get cut? Is that arc going to get cut short going up or extend going downhill? And then how is the wind playing into that? You know, there are, like ogres, there are layers. 124. We need to take like 8 yards off of this. Gonna play at like 93%. No, 94 because of the uphill lie. I thought the lie of my feet was going to do a little bit more. But to be fair, that also bounced quite substantially. Is that straight with a little right to left? That looks a little more right to left than I'm giving it at the start. No, that is right to left at the start. Great putt. Great putt. All right, 2 more par 4s to go. Let's get after him. Let's get after him. And no problem, Steve. I know it's not like an exact science. And if I'm being completely honest, the weakest part of my game is side hill lies and side hill, like, well, not side hill, but side hill lies and side winds. You know, the things going left to right to me are a lot harder to nail down than distance control. I feel like I'm able to put it close to pin high more often than not. But here's something like this, and like you have to factor in if it's a wedge, if it's a longer club. Like the longer the club is, the more that it's gonna go. But I always try and straighten my shot out, right? I know that because it's above my feet, it's gonna want to naturally draw. So if I put a little bit more shape, I have a higher shaping character, so that helps. This is gonna come out a little bit more straight ball flight with still that little bit of draw shape on it. So I'm just kind of trying to square up where it feels like my club head is facing, which is left of this target line. I feel like this is kind of at the hole. I want to go just a touch right to account for that draw. And then we're a few yards short. So I just need to envision a couple of yards extra on this. Just about a yard or 2 off of that. But it gives us an 8-footer, right? So anything that we can do to try and get it closer. A little bit left to right the whole way. Nice. Nice. All right, one more. One more. We got to 40. Go for a lucky number 42. Would be kind of nice. I don't want to take this bunker straight on. I'm gonna go just right of it. Mostly because I wasn't sure if I would carry it. This is kind of where we went last time, and last time we ended up in the fairway because it starts going more left than forward. That looks to be the case again. All right, so we know that this played like 5-6 yards extra carry. And then it's downhill and into wind. So, right? I mean, the into wind is really like, there's nothing to like 1 mile an hour. Yeah, this plays like 2 yards long. So that would be like to the pin, and then it still bounces and it's a 50. So I'm gonna put some shape on it. Hopefully I don't go too long. Ball is slightly above the feet. I'm gonna go right. That's a good adjustment. It's above the hole, but it's 6 feet. And at least at first glance, it looks kind of straight. Maybe a little touch right to left at the end. Hold on. I am going pacey down the hill because I believe it's straight enough that I could hit it center cup and not lip it. All right, that's a weekend right there, ladies and gentlemen. Slow start, but you can see that we separated ourselves from the top of the next pack in those last 2 rounds. We went 10-8 to get into the weekend, 12-12 to bring it home. And realistically, you know, I think we could have gone about 13 on round 1. We missed, I think, what was a very makeable eagle putt in this round that I just kind of lost focus on. But that's a solid True Sim tournament. That is a solid True Sim tournament. At least on the finish. I'll take 12s. It's not the 15s. But you know what? If we're gonna be in a position where we beat Scud by a stroke in the last 2 rounds of the tournament, you know, obviously we let the first rounds get away to end up still 9 strokes back. But looking at the leaderboard here, like, we passed Bubs, and Bubs, I think I said Stando before, but I think I meant Bubs. You know, Bubs, top player in the game. I know that True Sim's not normally his thing, but yeah, to have chased him down a bit there, I think that shows that things went pretty well at the end. 11.3 foot proximity and 12 foot proximity on the weekend. 13.3 for the tournament? That's kind of disgusting. Should have shot way better if I got 13 foot proximity. Beat Scud by 0.2 feet. But I think the key here is, yeah, a few missed greens, like our green percentage. Scud was 4% higher. So like his proximity is inherently a bit better. Yeah, just didn't quite convert these long putts and a couple of missed short ones. Yeah, 41% versus we were in the upper 20s, so. Yeah, there's a big difference there. He's got 5 less and he converted way more. Honestly, not the worst. Not the worst. This just realistically shouldn't be. Yeah. This needs to be 100% short. That's 1 or 2 kind of flubbed putts that you shouldn't have happen. But 41 birdies, an eagle, and 1 bogey. Solid overall. Good scramble. That bogey, I think, was the 3-putt that I shouldn't have ever 3-putt. But yeah, we're in for 42. We'll see how the rest of the field shakes out. But 6 strokes better on the weekend, or yeah, 6 strokes better on the weekend is a good way to turn it around. That being said, we still have some time. If there is interest, we can run some ranked duos. Run some ranked duos with people from the chats. So I'll open that up. I'll put a code in the chats if anybody wants in. I know there was some mention of it earlier. I don't know who's still all lurking around or who's presently here. So I'll throw the codes in chat. If we've got some interest, we'll run a couple of those. Otherwise, I guess it'll be an early night for me. I say an early night for me. I mean, it's already 11:15, and I should go to bed. But I just enjoy streaming too much. Okay, sue me. Sue me. All right, let's see if we've got any ranked duoers. It's almost like doers, but not quite. Yeah, we'll see if anybody feels so bold. Not that's okay. I'm not gonna pressure people into doing things that they don't want to do, you know? The hard part is people ask to play at like the beginning of the stream. It's like, yeah, man, I'll do ranked, but the hard part is it's like 2-3 hours later until I'm actually done with the rounds that I've planned to do. Also, I just want to say thank you again, everybody, for watching and hanging out. I always appreciate it. Always, always, always appreciate it. Always a good time. If you're enjoying and you want to make it, make your way back here, we play on the TGC tours. This was True Sim, but we do play on the main tours. We are in the Platinum Tour for those that are familiar with that. We will be playing rounds 1 and 2 tomorrow night. See if we can make the cut. We start our streams Monday through Thursday most of the time, unless things come up, 8 p.m. Eastern. Best way to keep up with the stream is obviously to follow the Twitch or sub to the YouTube. We're streaming on both of those, but also Discord has notifications, and that's where I post my updates to the stream schedule if anything comes up or changes, or we have power outages or something. But yeah, that's the self-advertisement. You got nobody that wants to play? No duoers? After all this, no duoers. All right, we'll play one sweaty solo. We'll play one sweaty solo. What do you got, Corin? To Payne's Valley we go. I'm only playing one sweaty solo because I actually have a daily for ranked matchmaking. So I guess we'll still try and knock it out. I'm gonna have to take my putting and approach cam off though. Hopefully they tee off first. Ah, yes. I love this hole because it always screws people up. Always screws people up. Huge elevation change. People are terrible at making the adjustment. There's not really any wind though, so it's a bit easier. Because this carries like an extra 20 yards. Oh, there is a little bit of wind. There is a little bit of wind. Oh, I carried it a little far. I didn't really take the time to figure out how much extra the wind was going to play, unfortunately. But I also think I was oddly between clubs. Alright, not a ton of movement, and then it breaks a bit at the end. Mine is actually kind of a straight ball. Goes a little bit left and then starts to curl right at the end. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. General Mills, what's going on, man? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Fellow... I don't want to speak for you. I was going to say fellow Platinum Tour enjoyer, but that might be... I'll just say fellow Platinum Tourer. Be here for the Plat rounds? Me, Revan, Coxer, Respawn. It's everybody calls him Wobie or Wubby. I feel like the only guy that calls him Woe. I feel like I'm the only guy who calls him Woe. Not yet, you're at Elite. Oh, did you were in Plat though, weren't you? Did we double demo the first 2 weeks straight out? I guess that is also a possibility. Oh no, it zipped. It zipped. Apparently I don't know who's in. Oh, you were, okay. You were the one that got, okay, yeah. So I remember it from Discord then. For some reason I thought I had seen your name in the Plat list, but it was from that conversation in Discord. It was from that conversation in Discord about being like, yeah, you were like guy number 81 or something. Maybe a little bit. Maybe it wasn't that close by the end, but... Now the gears are clicking in my brain. I guess we cut it. Try and over 103, that should be useful. One of these days. One of these days I will ace a Tross. It's only been almost 5 years and I still don't have one. Well then how's the elite grind going? Are we grabbing any promo marks in the first weeks? Scoring better in Plat than your elite rounds. Well, here's the odd thing of it, right? You're in that weird limbo of like Plat doesn't actually matter, so you get to play it nice and free. Get to play it nice and free. Once the stress of making the cut is actually on, then it's fun. I'll loosely use fun in some quotes. Left to right, right to left feels more right to left. I keep trying to clear the marker like I'm playing True Sim. Oh, it didn't break back as much, dang. Over adjusted. We did drive the green though, so still a 2-putt bird and take the hole. Big cut so far in Elite, need to get it going. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. I mean, I guess the tough part is obviously trying to outpace the improvement of other people. But yeah, as long as you can adapt to, you know, maybe some of the quicker green speeds and higher winds that they throw at you compared to like what the qualifier event was, you should do just fine. You know, because the bigger... I don't know, do we want to really throw it down this far? 50 yards out. You try and pitch it up the... Play it up. Play it up. Full wedge. Course management. No, I did rounds 1 and 2 of True Sim yesterday, 3 and 4 today, and then I'll go after Plat tomorrow for round 1 and 2. And if we make the cut, we'll do 3 and 4 on Thursday. I left the face open, and it's gonna be helpful. All right, misread the wind. Why? Why did it spin that way? Just straight back to the hole would have been fine. Straight back to the hole would have been... You know the dumb part? Not that I could do it here, but I'm pretty sure if you had a disconnect, like in the middle of that swing, I'm pretty sure the second time the ball actually spins back like the way that you expect. There's something with the physics. There's something with the physics that, like, on these angle... Whoa. Okay. On the... I don't know. It's like it hits something and, like, it changes the direction that the ball is facing, so all that backspin, like, gets applied. But a lot of times it doesn't even feel like the... A lot of times it doesn't even feel like the ball, like, should have done anything to rotate so oddly. It's really a peculiar thing. Because, like, there, like, I hit an open, which means that the ball technically should have been, like, curling the opposite direction that it spun. So, like, I don't know what it hit on the green to, like, rotate the ball. There we go. What? That's what we're looking to do. I mean, obviously we're 2 up already, but, like, it's always that annoying. Like, should be 3, should be one less hole that they have leniency on. It is what it is. We take it 1 hole at a time. Just kind of wait for them to hit a good shot. Yeah, it's nice though, because we have 145 in. I mean, obviously there's still elevation there, but we're kind of flirting with that 9-iron territory. Oh, that's big for us. He left it short. Ooh, that's a punishing miss. That's a punishing miss. I'm like there, but yeah, like 157 yards, carries 147. I don't need to, no, it's on an uphill. I don't even have to choke the shot. Ah, I could have, but like, I didn't want to bring that slope into play. Like, if I'm gonna miss, I want to miss long. I don't want to leave myself with any sort of risk of that hill taking me back. He still left himself a long one. Yeah, he's outside. Alright, that's an easy hole with that miss. Of course, we're still gonna try and make it. If nothing but for the practice. Oh yeah. Alright, that's dormy. That's dormy. Downhill an extra 24 yards. Playing about 200 to the pin. This might sit pretty soft though, to be honest. I pushed it. Push might not be the worst thing. That's tough. That's a really tough front pin. I mean, it's still a 5-iron. Still a 5-iron to carry there. I always hate landing it short of the green. Just because the kicks off of the fairway tend to be more violent and a lot less spin on the ball. And like looking here, like it's all downhill except for like right before the green. So in my mind, I think the shot that we took there is about as good as we're gonna get. About as good as we're gonna get. That would have been mean to. That would have been mean to sink it on him, put it away, but. GG's. GG's, buddy. Alright. Daily quest done. And what? We moved to like 12-0. We like barely play. We barely play ranked. I mean, good on you if you can sit and grind hours of this. Good on you if you can. I cannot. I cannot. Alright, the season's gonna reset soon. Let's just take a quick peek at the leaderboards. Par 1, but we are, yeah, 12-0. Nice. Ranked duos. Eagle 3, 48-4. And naturally, I'm gonna blame all of my partners, because you guys are supposed to join and carry me, so there's no way I dropped the ball 4 times. It's just not plausible. I will not own it. I will not. All right, guys. Well, we will be live again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got Plat round 1 and 2 on the docket. As always, we will also play the daily ranked master. So if you want to get in and play with us, you're more than welcome to play that before Plat sometime around 9 o'clock Eastern. If you're not looking to show up right at the start of the stream, I won't judge. I won't judge. But you know where to find us. Again, follow and subscribe. Maybe even join the Discord if you want to find your way back here in the easiest of fashions. And please consider leaving a like on the YouTube streams on your way out. Helps me out immensely. But with that, that's gonna be it for the night. It looks like Mr. Seamount is playing some TGC as we would expect. So I'm gonna send you guys on over there. If you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna disappear off into the abyss and find your next video or stream. If you're watching over on Twitch, we're gonna go say hi to Seamount. Wish him some luck. yeah, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesdays. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Bye!